welcome back to my channel. I'm Dhwani and you're watching the short story series by Storyscape Studio. So I'm going to be continuing with this extraordinary special woman of our country, and today I'm going to be talking about another very special woman who unfortunately got lost in the pages of history of our country. So without wasting any time, let's move on into the video. So today I'm going to introduce you to another extraordinary woman, a woman born to privilege yet led a movement that was so huge during that time that it rivaled none others. Meet India's first woman trade union leader, Anasuya Sarabhai. Born in 1885 in the very affluent Sarabhai family, Anasuya Sarabhai unfortunately lost both her parents at the tender age of 9, leaving her and her siblings in the care of her uncle. At the age of 13, her uncle married her off, but that marriage was very short and brief and unhappy. She divorced her husband and came back to her maternal home. She always wanted to pursue her studies, but unfortunately her uncle did not encourage the idea. Her brother, however, Ambalal Sarabhai, supported her through this decision and urged her to complete her studies. And hence in 1912, she decided to go to London to complete her education. And her brother was fully supportive of this decision. It is over there in London where she met the different societies that she came to know the atrocities that is relevant in the entire world, especially back in her own home country. And hence she decided that she had to do something about it. In a year after she completed her education, she came back and she started working towards uplifting the disempowered community in India. She started by opening a school open to all castes and gender as well, where she used to bathe and teach the children herself. Next, she opened creches and toilets for women, even maternity homes, and she opened a hostel for the Harijan girls of the society. Harijan were basically equal to the untouchable girls or the untouchable children of the society. While Anasuya was addressing the challenges and the difficulties that the women and the lower caste of the society in India used to face, you must be wondering how she became the trade union leader, right? She was empowering the women, the girls and the lower castes. So there's this one incident that shook her to the reality of the working population, middle class, lower class working population of our country during that time, which was huge. So one day while she was sitting out on the veranda, plaiting one girl's hair, one of her students' hair actually in the veranda, she saw around 20 to 30 workers dead on their feet, walking listlessly towards their destination. She was shocked to see their state, and she, out of curiosity, she asked them why they look so dead, so worn out. Was there something that happened with them? That is when one of them just replied saying that they have been going on for 36 hours working continuously without a break, and this was the first time that they got a break and they're going back home. Imagine 36 hours working tirelessly without a break. That incident shook her up completely. She realized that the situation of the laborers or the mill workers for that matter, or the working middle class of the society was so horrible because there was no set agenda or set rules or set laws for the upliftment or for the fair working hours of the laborers and fair wages as well. She realized that the kind of situation that these guys faced was equal to the slavery that women and the lower caste faced in any society, and she decided to do something about it. And she started researching about them. The more she got to know in the conditions in which the mill workers especially worked in, the more determined she became to help them out at any cost. Now this was a little bit of a problem for her as well, because her own brother Ambalal Sarabhai, who stood by her in all her decisions, was actually the president of the Mill Owners Association. So Ambalal Sarabhai was not really particularly happy with Anasuya Sarabhai pursuing this particular direction or the goal that she was going towards, but Anasuya was unmovable. She wanted to help the mill workers out at any cost. In 1914, Ahmedabad was hit by the plague epidemic. the mill workers heard about Anasuya and they approached her to help them out, because with their low wages and the working hours and the epidemic, they did not see any way out. And Anasuya decided to hold the first laborer meeting at the banks of Sabarmati River. Better wages and better working conditions for the workers was her main demand, and she gave the mill owners 48 hours to comply by the demands, or else all of them would go on strike. Anasuya's thoughts and spirits was very similar to Mahatma Gandhi. Mahatma Gandhi, in fact, was a very dear friend of the Sarabhai family, and he noticed Anasuya and her hard work and duty towards the mill workers. And he himself, in fact, wrote to the Mill Owners Association in order to consider the demands. The strike went on for 21 days, after which the mill owners finally agreed to increase the wages of the mill workers and improve their working conditions as well. Hence, through this act, the seed of the first ever trade union was set in motion because of Anasuya Sarabhai. In 1918, Ahmedabad weavers workers demanded a 35% hike in their wages, whereas the mill owners only agreed for 20%. In this strike, Mahatma Gandhi himself was included in the strike, accompanied by Anasuya Sarabhai, of course, and Shankarlal Banker. The strike, in which thousands of workers participated, finally succeeded, where Mahatma Gandhi himself decided to fast unto death. This movement also laid the foundation of Gujarat's oldest trade union, also known as Majur Mahajan Sangh, or the Ahmedabad Textile Labour Association, also known as the TLA. The first meeting took place on February 25, 1920, in which Mahatma Gandhi declared Anasuya as the lifelong trade union leader. Under Anasuya, the union solely worked on the upliftment or the empowerment of the workers, instead of going against the mill owners. While Gandhi played a very important role, it was Anasuya who actually translated or converted the Gandhian philosophy into practice in the union itself. As the sister of Ahmedabad's most prominent merchants, Anasuya Sarabhai was a very unlikely trade union leader to ever have in history. And yet, she not only became a trusted leader, but she played a pioneering role in changing the course of India's labour history. A courageous woman who dedicated her entire life for the upliftment of the downtrodden, Anasuya Sarabhai deserves her rightful place in the history of India's labour and gender rights movement. Again guys, time for a little fun fact. Did you guys know that Anasuya Sarabhai was actually the aunt of Vikram Sarabhai, the father of Indian space program? Yes, Vikram Sarabhai obviously belonged to the affluence of Sarabhai family, and he too got all his dedication and hard work from his father Ambalal Sarabhai and from his aunt Anasuya Sarabhai as well. Did you guys also know that Anasuya Sarabhai was the only woman who Gandhiji addressed as Pujya or blessed in his life? Such was the impact of her presence and such was the impact of her work on the people around her that even the most humble man Gandhi, Mahatma Gandhi, was the father of the nation, considered her as one of the most blessed thing in his life. So that's it for this time guys. I hope you guys like my story. Please do like, comment and share the story with your friends and family. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Click on the bell icon to not miss any of my updates. Also follow me on Instagram under the name of Storyscape_studio. I'll be back again next week with another interesting story of another unsung heroines of our history. So stay tuned. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.